There was a time when I could not understand why I still felt lonely, even when I was not alone. I had friends, I had family, I had long conversations, I had messages to answer, places to go, and people who knew my name. From the outside, it did not look like loneliness. But when I came home, closed the door, and sat quietly by myself, something inside me still felt empty. Not loud sadness, not dramatic pain, just a quiet kind of emptiness. Like there were people around me, but no one could really reach the deepest part of me. At first, I thought the problem was other people. Maybe they did not understand me enough. Maybe they were not close enough. Maybe they were not safe enough for me to trust. But later, I began to see something harder to admit. Maybe what I was missing was not someone who could understand me better. Maybe what I was missing was myself. Because the way we connect with other people is often shaped by the way we connect with ourselves. If I am always judging myself inside, if I am ashamed of my own weakness, if I keep rejecting the parts of me that are scared, confused, or needy, then without realizing it, I may begin to look at other people through the same eyes. Not because I am cruel, but because that is the only inner language I know. And when someone slowly learns to say, I am human, I will make mistakes, I will feel afraid, I will have days when I do not know what to do, that person often becomes softer toward others too. Not because they were born more kind, but because they have learned to be less harsh with themselves first. The first place I had to return to was my body. It sounds simple, but many of us have been disconnected from our bodies for so long that we do not even notice it anymore. There were seasons when I worked from morning until night. I forgot to eat. I forgot to drink water. I sat in the same position for hours. My eyes were tired. My shoulders were tight. My back hurt. But I kept going, as if my body was only a tool that had to serve every plan in my mind. My body had been speaking for a long time. I just was not listening. Only when I became exhausted or sick did I realize how quietly this body had carried me for years. It breathed for me. It healed small wounds. It digested food. It took me through each ordinary day. And so often, I only remembered it when it could no longer keep up. I once heard someone describe a simple exercise. For one day, they experienced what it was like not to hear clearly and not to communicate in the usual way. When the exercise ended, what moved them most was not the difficulty. It was the moment sound returned. The sound of cars outside, people talking, life happening. Ordinary sounds suddenly felt so precious that they almost cried. Maybe the body is like that. It gives us so much every day, but because it is always there, we forget to feel grateful. The second thing I had to learn was how to sit with my feelings instead of running from them. Before, whenever I felt afraid, sad, ashamed, empty, or anxious, my first instinct was to fill the space. Scroll my phone, watch something, eat something, work more, reply to more messages. Anything, as long as I did not have to sit still with the uncomfortable feeling. But avoiding a feeling does not make it disappear. it only makes it invisible for a while. The root is still there. And when there is nothing left to hide inside, it comes back, sometimes heavier than before. There were times when I thought I was angry with someone, but underneath the anger, I was actually scared. Scared of being forgotten. Scared that I did not matter. Scared that someone important was pulling away. But instead of saying, "I felt scared when I could not reach you," I said it as blame. Why would you do that? Anger is often easier to show than fear. Hardness is easier to perform than vulnerability. But every time I turned my real feeling into an accusation, I lost a chance for real connection. The other person only heard an attack, but what I truly meant was, I am scared. I need to feel seen. I need to feel safe. The third thing that gave me relief was allowing myself to be many things at once. I do not always have to be gentle. I do not always have to be strong. I do not always have to be cheerful, understanding, calm, or okay. I can love someone and feel irritated with them. I can be confident and insecure. I can want closeness and still need space. I can feel grateful for my life and still feel tired by it. These things are not always contradictions. They are different parts of the same human being. I think many people suffer because they try so hard to become one consistent image in other people's eyes and in their own. The person who is always fine, always kind, never complains, never needs too much, never falls apart. That image may help us feel accepted for a while, but if we hold on too tightly, it becomes a cage. I used to want people to see me as calm, independent, not easily hurt, not someone who needed anything. But the longer I performed that version of myself, the further I felt from who I really was. Because the person people saw was not all of me. It was only the part I allowed to exist. And maybe loneliness grows when too much of us has been left outside the room. The last thing I am still learning is how to notice the unnamed parts inside me, the reactions I do not fully understand, the anger that feels bigger than the situation, the people I feel strangely drawn to, the relationships I keep entering, even when I know they will hurt, the tightness in my body, the heaviness in my chest, the feeling in my throat that I cannot explain. Maybe these are not random. Maybe they are signals from parts of me I have not yet learned to hear. And we cannot change what we cannot see. But once we begin to see, even a little, we gain a little freedom. We are no longer pulled completely by old reactions. We can pause and ask, what is this really saying about me? What am I afraid of? What do I need? What old story am I repeating? We do not need to understand ourselves completely in one day. Maybe we only need to become curious about ourselves instead of judging ourselves all the time. The deepest relationship we have in this life is not only with a partner, a best friend, or our family. It is also the relationship we have with ourselves. because every other relationship is built on that foundation. When I begin to meet myself with curiosity instead of judgment, with gentleness instead of punishment, with honesty instead of performing a perfect image, I slowly open the door for other people to meet the real me, too. And maybe that is when the deepest loneliness begins to soften. Not because someone finally comes to save me, but because, for the first time, I stop abandoning myself.